Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl LaShia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I wake up, the reason I smile. What? You mean to tell me Think Different TV has their own merch website? I just don't believe it. What? They have hoodies, mugs, toddler tees, kid classic pullovers, bucket hats, stainless steel water bottles, woman comfort tees, crew socks, kids premium tees, baby onesies, even a premium cotton t-shirt for men. And what is that? You can use the code EARLYBIRD to get 5% off of your order. And if you have Afterpay, you can split the payments. Oh my gosh, like this is just unbelievable. What colors do we have? Ooh. Fancy.
Go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my.
Brink Young is a man with a mission to provide exposure for local entrepreneurs and artists while also offering aspiring talent networking opportunities within their chosen career path. But who is Brink Young? Award-winning TV personality Brink Young, born Brinkley Wilson, got his start at the age of 21 uploading vlogs on YouTube, which became known as Brink TV. Very soon after, he transitioned into a TV career, hosting a local music video show on public access cable. After 2 years, he left to develop what is now Brink TV, and has been successful in running his own show since fall of 2013. He has become a brand and has created other programs under said brand, such as the Brink TV Music U Live Countdown, shining a light on various independent artists in different genres.
What's happening, everybody? I'm Brink Young, host of the Brink TV Music U Live Countdown.
He has interviewed celebrities mainstream and local alike on his show, which can be seen on Tuesdays in Mobile, Alabama, 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 6, Atlanta, Georgia, 12 a.m. on Comcast Channel 29, and in his hometown, Memphis, Tennessee, 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 31. You can also watch it live stream on his website, www.brinktvshow.com. But wait, there's more. Knowing we can't get enough of him, Brink now hosts Brink Radio on Bumpin' 96.3, which is 96.3 FM Memphis, Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, in which he plays throwbacks, new school, and indie music.
And he keeps adding to his list of accomplishments, being nominated for Hip Hop Platform of the Year at the 10th Annual Memphis Hip Hop Awards. Give a warm Tdtv welcome to the man, the brand, living legend, Brink Young.
What's happening? What's going on?
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. That was an incredible introduction. Like really, really incredible. I like that.
Thank you. I worked hard on it. You have such an extensive resume that it's hard to put everything in there.
I promise. Like I be forgetting stuff that I've done. Like I got to go to my website to remember stuff because I honestly don't be remembering. Being honest, I've done so much. I don't be remembering.
And it's been a long time. It's been like 2 years.
Yeah, it has been. It don't seem like it's been that long, but it has been. Definitely been a while.
Yes, and you see the new setup. Everything is different now, but same OG. Yeah.
I promise. Yeah, I love it. I like what you got going on though, and then you on the radio too now, so that's even more incredible. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, right? In Maryland. That's crazy. If you would have told me years ago I would have been doing this, I would have been like, you lying. But
Yeah.
this is not about me. This is about you. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, before we even keep on going with this interview, we had an interview once before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when Think Different TV was in its infancy still. But like 39 years old, but still in its infancy. And and it's crazy because in a few weeks I will be celebrating my 100th episode.
Wow.
And I know, right? Time just flew by. But I just want to give people a little taste of what was on the previous episode of Brink and LaShia.
Okay. But what's cool is Philadelphia is actually one of my upcoming stops on the Brink TV 12 city tour. So I'm actually taking a few weeks off right now, taking like 3 weeks off, getting ready so that I can go. The next city is gonna be like Birmingham, Alabama, and then Atlanta, and then LA, and then Philly. Like I say, man, I'm trying to step out in Philly and see what's happening. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. I gotta say you don't get a cheesesteak.
Please,
Get you some,
please.
yes.
Please,
Get
please
you
and
some
thank
right
you.
places. Cause
Please
everybody
and
be
thank
like,
you.
oh, you gotta go here, you gotta go here. No, let me take you on my own personal tour because some people be messing up. And you never came through, but
The lie detector test determined that was a lie. Yeah, I did not. I did not. I didn't even get back on the road after that. Like man, it's been a crazy journey. I say that.
well, when you get here, I'm gonna have a cheesesteak ready for you.
Okay.
This is mine, but
Okay.
when you get
Save me
here,
some.
I'm gonna
Save me
have one for you.
Save me some.
Save some.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mail it to you. I'm gonna mail it to you. Listen, a lot of people want to know so much about you because you are always the man behind the scenes and in front of the camera, but
Yeah.
more behind the scenes. You do a lot. You do a lot. I mean, Memphis is so lucky to have you because you are shining a light on the music scene there like no other, and you do it with so much passion. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
don't sit up there and be like, oh, I'm just trying to do this just to get my name out there or just to, get money in. Like you actually have a passion for music and showing love and giving flowers to artists who are often overlooked.
Absolutely.
The independent music scene is very, how can I say it? It's tough. It's tough. If you're not mainstream, sometimes, well, oftentimes you are overlooked. And I'm seeing that there's a shift happening with so many platforms like your own. The independent scene is blowing up even more so, to the point where independent artists are like, we could actually do this on our own, right?
Yeah.
And first I want to thank you so much for giving me your time today. I know you're a very, very busy person,
No
so I
problem. I'm
really
actually,
appreciate
you
you.
can't see it, but I'm actually on my other phone right now. Like I'm texting the link out so that people can check us out. Like I'm working while we working. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right. I know that's right. Listen, so I want to ask you this question. How
Okay.
important is it for you to put Memphis on the map? How
Uh,
important is it to you?
it's important for me because Memphis gets such a negative stigma. Um, One of the most popular associations with Memphis is this show called First 48. And it only displays like crime and murder, but it's so many different sides to Memphis. That's just one side of Memphis, but it's so many different bright sides to Memphis, so many different positive sides of Memphis that I just want to display. I feel like everybody has a story to tell, and the story that's being told about Memphis is not the most accurate because a lot of times you have non-Memphians telling or facilitating so that we can tell our story, and they don't always have Memphis's best interests at heart. So it's just important for me to shine the light on my city and hold the mirror up so that people can see what we really got going on, like what's really going on out here. And it's just unfortunate, Memphis gets a bad rap, but it's truly a beautiful place, truly.
If someone told you years ago when you were a teenager, early teen, telling you this would be your life and how much you would mean to the Memphis music scene and to Memphis in general, because I know there are a lot of artists out there that show you nothing but love because you just show them nothing but love back. And is there any, like, what, how do I want to say this? Blooper, bloop, bloop.
Mhm.
If someone was to tell you that back then, would you have believed them? Would you have known that that would have been your path?
Um, yes, but I gotta explain why. Like as a teenager, I was doing music, so what I'm doing now, a lot of this same stuff is what I felt like I would be doing, just not in the same avenue. Just I knew that I would be in the entertainment industry, but I didn't think that I would be actually interviewing people. I knew that I would be loved and respected, well respected by a lot of people in Memphis. I knew I would have relationships with a lot of artists. I know that I would be looked up to by a lot of people in this city. I just never expected it to be like this. I never expected it to be in the realm of a talk show or a radio personality, being on the radio. I never thought that, even though it's been my dream since I was in high school to be on the radio, I, I never thought that it would happen like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing now. I was a fan of 106 in Park, but my goal was to be on there, not hosting it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be on the couch, like, being interviewed by Terrence J and Roxy. Like I had never had the aspirations in the beginning of hosting, but I don't know. I guess me navigating through the music industry at such a young age, I did a lot and learn more about the business. And I said, you know what? I don't really want to do this no more. And I decided to stay within the entertainment realm. So I just kind of, crossed over a little bit. And I noticed a lot of people are beginning to do that now. A lot of artists are beginning to do that now. They began as artists and now they're, hosting podcasts, hosting shows, what have you.
Yes.
Obviously, we got people like Cameron, you got people like Joe Budden, Gilly the Kid, like they doing a bang up job at it. But it just seems like that's the
Yep.
crossover. Just being honest. You yourself, you're an artist, and you're
Yep.
doing a hell of a job. At Think Different
Thank
TV.
you.
So it's just I don't know. It's just I don't want to say this is where artists go when they get old because I started doing this when I was young, but this is just the lane. This is a good crossover lane for us.
A great crossover lane. I mean, Jennifer Hudson is doing it. Kelly
Yep.
Clarkson is doing it. There's a lot of people who have chosen the path of, hosting shows. And also it's like having such a great love for the industry and for that lane that you're like, how can I still be part of it without being an artist?
And without
And
without being in the way. I remember when I was an artist, I was still an artist when I first started Brink TV. And there's like this like moment where you're trying to help somebody, but at the same time, the same resources can be used to help you, get further in your music career. And I had to cut all of that out. I had to get all of that out of my system. Really did. Because I don't want to be in nobody's way. Like I don't want to prevent somebody because I'm still trying to make it as a rapper. But it took me like the first couple of years. I was like, all right, we got to get this rap stuff out of our system because I get to interviewing rappers back in the day, and I'd be like, oh man, I'm way better than him. Like I'm way colder than him. Like this guy's trash. Like I would kill him, but I had to get that out of my system. I had to. And I've never said that before. I'm saying it now.
Well, you have been in position to put so many young artists on. One of the artists being Trippy Tribbett. How proud are you of him to be able to perform at the halftime show at the Rockets Lakers game?
Hey, I was first and foremost, I gotta say shout out to Trippy Tribute, man. Trippy Tribute is basically one of my pupils. He's one of my proteges. He's one of my students. I would say this just to kind of give a little bit more context. I had this artist boot camp back in July of 2021. Now, the artists that I had in that boot camp, I taught them basically everything I know about this industry. Now, while Trippy Tribbett wasn't one of those artists, he ended up coming to me for a consultation months after that. And I gave him the same knowledge, the same game that I gave those artists in that boot camp. I'm gonna be honest, it feels like he's the only artist that took everything I said and ran with it and applied it. And look at him now. That's all I got to say. The proof is in the pudding. I hate when people feel like what you're telling them isn't gonna work. You didn't apply yourself. You didn't try it. Trippy Trippett is the only artist that I've given the game to. He applied it wholeheartedly. Listened. He's very teachable. He's very coachable. He's very talented. That makes my job much easier. At this point, I'm
He
just gonna.
didn't just run with it, honey. He jump, slide with
There
it,
you
honey.
go. Hey, he popping it off. You know he
Oh,
lied. I'm sorry, man.
yes,
I love that
yes.
song. That song actually it was number 78 on the I think iTunes or Apple Music charts. I'm not sure what exactly it's hip hop some one of them charts, but I posted it the other day, so I had to go back and refer to it. But I'm just super proud of him, and I'm proud of Brandy Patrice as well. Like I say, those two are kicking ass right now. They will be performing at the Memphis Hip Hop Awards coming up next Saturday, matter of fact. So I'm excited. I'm just very
Yes.
excited and I'm
Right around
proud
the
of them.
corner.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Right around the
proud of
corner.
them.
That's why I said, I thank you for your time because I know you're a busy person. I know you're about to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, getting ready for the awards too. Because you be looking fly at these award
Thank you.
shows. Speaking of
I'm gonna
award
be
shows,
honest.
you had your own award show, didn't you? You had the
Yeah,
Brink Music You Countdown
correct.
award show.
The Brink
And
TV
how was
Countdown
that? What
Awards.
was that process like?
Okay, so basically, the Brink TV Countdown, that was a platform that I ain't gonna say created. My late brother, he actually created it, and I relaunched it. Following his passing, and I just kind of put my spin on it. Took it to a different level, and I thought that it was well deserving because it was so many artists who I was able to work with from all over this world. We've had music video submissions from so many different cities, states, countries, like a lot of people all over this world supported. And I felt like it was only fitting to create an award show for them. That was purely for the artists, you know. And the way I did it, I kind of did it in an unorthodox way because the award show took place in January. We're talking about the middle of winter. Everything is cold. You got artists all over the country, and it might not
It
be
was on my
feasible.
birthday though, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It may have not been feasible for them to fly from their respective cities or states. So we did it on television. Like it was we did it on television. Like the young lady Jasmine, Miss Jazzy, she co-hosted with me. She's from I believe she's from Detroit, but she lives in Nashville right now, and she's been doing her thing with journalism. Went to school for journalism rather, and I linked up with her, and she helped me, and it was an amazing show. Like I said, we did it on television. It wasn't like a big event or a big venue or anything like that. I did it kind of intimate on the set because, like I said, I didn't want
you
people.
can't get any bigger than
You know,
TV, honey.
well, you're right, but it wasn't like a big like when you think of award shows, you think of like the Grammys, you think of the Oscars, you think of MTV, BET, stuff like that, and it wasn't like a group of people. Like, nah, you watching the award show on TV, you're not there, you can't come. That's how we did it. I did make a promise that we will do another one this year, probably this spring. I got so much on my plate, I'm trying to get that together, so I will be doing another one. I know I said I was gonna get a venue this time. That way people can fly in and do that. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I got a lot going. We'll figure it out.
Yes, yes. You have so much going on. So, I like to ask some questions. I'm not completely like Jennifer Hudson, but I do
Okay.
want to know a little tea. Are you single?
I am. I am. I am. I'm single. I'm single. I've been single for a while now. It's two words. It's two words. First word starts with an F. Second word starts with a U. Now I'm not saying FU. I'm not saying that,
What?
but
I'm about
the,
to say.
the first word, focus. I'm very focused right now. Second word, understanding. So anybody that I deal with, they're gonna have to have understanding because I'm very, very focused right now. So at this point, FU. I'm not saying FU, but focus and understanding. That's where I'm at right now. I mean, honestly, I would like to be in a relationship, but I'm just focused. I'm trying to get my career to the next level. Um, I'm just trying to make some things happen. Well, I've already made it happen. I'm just trying to make more things happen. Let me put it that way.
I was so nervous asking that question. My hands were sweating because I was like,
Nothing to be nervous about. I
I don't.
understand because it's a personal question. I get it. I get it. But nah, thing about me, I'm an open book. I'm wide open. So you can ask me just about anything. Trust me.
Well, I have another question for you right now, and it's not a personal question.
Okay.
I swear. It's just how many people thus far have you interviewed? Can you even think of how many people you've interviewed?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
You're like, I don't know.
I think it's probably in my total career. I'm a guess it's probably in the thousands. Maybe low thousands. Maybe probably like two. Maybe 2,000. Maybe. Reason I say that, and just to add further context to it, I've done a lot of red carpets, and you know how red carpet interviews is. It's like
Yeah.
it's a whole line of people, and you interview everybody. So I've done a lot of that in my career. Um, so I mean, I'm just gonna guess and say maybe I don't know 1,500, 2,000, something like that. Like I really, honestly don't know. But I tell you what, I
He
really
said
don't
it
have.
like he's like, 1,500, 2,000 people.
I really don't have a way of knowing an exact number, but I'm gonna take that challenge and I'm gonna go through all the YouTube stuff that I can find and see if I can come up with a number. I might be way too high, I might be way too low. I don't know, but it really feels like I've interviewed over 1,000 people. So I'm gonna see if I can count that up and get back to you on that.
That is an amazing accomplishment. So I know there's some names that jump out at you that you do remember interviewing. So just because I know there's a lot of people who know who you are, right? And there's
Okay.
still an audience yet to know who you are,
Yeah,
right? That's why I made sure I try to cover all my bases in the opening introduction, right?
absolutely.
But um people don't know how well traveled you are and how how many people how many people you interview
It's
and
a
who
couple.
you have been interviewing. So can you name just a few people that jump out automatically that you interviewed?
All right, so while you was getting that question together, I was trying to pull up my cheat sheet, aka my website, because I don't be remembering. But off the top of my head, I definitely remember. I always start with like my favorite interview, which was David Banner. That's been my favorite interview because he really took, his time. Like I remember we were at an event and the event coordinators was trying to hurry up and wrap them up, and he was like, "Nah, like I'm here with Brink, like we doing our thing." But I got my cheat sheet up now. Terrence Howard, that's somebody who I interviewed last fall, back in November. I've interviewed Jacquees. I don't know if y'all know R&B singer Jacquees. Clifton Powell, y'all know he played Pinky on
Thank you.
Friday. Yep. Let me see. Young Buck, Young Dolph, NLE Chopper, Nicki Minaj, obviously. Let me see who else.
He
Lil
said
Gotti.
obviously, like y'all, like that's like an everyday. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, obviously,
That's the
because
one. That's the one I
she
hang
just
my
was
hat
walking
on.
down the street, and I was like, "Yo, what's up, Nicki?"
Yeah, she's the one I hang my hat on. Like that's the one that I put like up here. Like that's her and Terrence Howard. Obviously an artist by the name of Big Boogie. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with him. Obviously artist by the name of Juicy Fruit. Not sure if you're familiar with her.
Hmm.
Um,
Love her, love
Lazy
her.
Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, from Bone Thugs and Harmony. There's just so many people. Like I say, as I keep scrolling, Leon, y'all remember David Ruffin from the Temptations? Interviewed him too. Genuine, I think I already said him. But it's just so many. It's so many. Life Jennings, it's so many. It's so many
It's a
people.
lot of independent artists that I actually started following because of your show.
Okay, okay.
That I found out about through your show, and I was just like, wow, he got a lot of people, and it was watching the countdown,
Yeah.
and knowing Payroll Santana, shout out to Payroll Santana, shout
Hey.
out to I Am Young T, hey, right, and
Yeah.
they definitely was like, yo, you got to vote for me on this thing. I'm like, what is this that you sending me? And
Yeah.
and then I did some extra digging, and Trevo was like, what would be hot if you interview Brink? Like, I was
Yeah.
like, really? I was like, me interview someone who's been interviewing for years and years and years? I don't think I can do it. And it was so much fun. We had so much fun that first go around.
Yeah.
And this time I was just like, I'm going to be a little bit more prepared because, I wanted to pick your brain so badly last time, but it was just like, I didn't want to say the wrong thing. I didn't want to
Oh,
ask the wrong question.
trust me,
So
you
I was
can
just like,
you, you can ask
let
me
me just have
anything.
fun with this one,
Yeah.
be my goofy self. But then this time I'm a little bit more reserved. You
Yeah.
see, I got my
I love it. I love it.
but I definitely thank you. I definitely was like, let me be on point today. And I have another question for
Okay.
you. Um, who, because I think last time you said on the show that you would like to interview Terrence Howard, and I see that you made that happen. So, is there anyone else that you would like to interview in the future? That's not already, because I know you already got stuff planned out. Because if you like me, you already got like interviews already lined up months and months out. But is
Yeah.
there anyone that is not on that list that you would like to interview in the
Well,
future?
I still really, really want to do something with Drake. Like, I really would like to interview Drake. Obviously Lil Wayne, but definitely Drake. Like, something so crazy. Back in 2020, like when 2020 first happened, like when it first came, January 1, I had this deep down feeling. I said, I'm gonna interview Drake this year. Like, I don't know what it was. It was this weird ass feeling. I felt it deep down inside. I said, I'm gonna interview Drake this year. And then the pandemic happened. And then it's like, okay, but that's somebody, I don't know why, but I got this weird feeling that that's something that's gonna happen. One thing about Drake, like he really messes with Memphis, with his father being a Memphian, he really messed with this city. And I just got this feeling, I don't know why, but I just really got this feeling that at some point in my career, I'm gonna cross paths with Drake and I'm gonna interview him. So that's the one I'm hanging on for.
I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business.
I don't know what happened. We lost a little bit of service, but we took a
No, it's
little pause for
okay.
the cause. We're
It's
back
okay.
now.
Yeah, we in the building. Hey, like I said, man, Drake, I gotta interview Drake. It's gotta happen. I feel deep down inside that it's gonna happen. Drake, he messes with Memphis so much because I guess since his father is a Memphian, But I just really got this extreme feeling that me and Drake are gonna cross paths at some point in my career, and I'm gonna interview him. And I know it's gonna happen. It's weird, but I know it's gonna happen. Can't say when. I don't know, but and I don't know nobody who like
It's not
closely.
weird. It's intuition, baby.
I guess I had talked to his dad a few years back, and I was trying to get his dad on the show. He was like, "Oh, I live in California now." I was like, "Oh, well, when I get to LA, I got you. I ain't been to LA yet, but we gonna get it." But I just got this feeling though, like Drake. I think it's gonna happen, and when it does happen, I'm just gonna be smiling like, "Yeah, I know Drake." Nah,
You called it. You called it. You already predicted it, you know? So, like, what was your greenest interview? So, what do I mean by that? I mean, like, you was like a little flustered, you were a little nervous. Do you remember it? You know, do you remember someone you interviewed and you was just like, wow, like, I'm nervous. It's
so
good jitters. You messed up
there,
a few times.
there's a lady, her name, and it's actually two interviews, and it happened the same event. It was at an event. Um, there's a lady by the name of Elise Neal. She played on the Hughleys. She was D.L. Hughley's wife on the Hughleys. She also played on Hustle and Flow.
101, right? She was on
Yep,
101 too, right?
on one. There you go. There you go. So, nah, not one on
Not
one.
101.
All of us.
All
All
of
of us.
us.
All of us. There you go.
I don't know why I always get those ones coming.
UPN shows. No, but the first time I interviewed her, it was at an event, like a big fancy event, and it's not that I didn't get the memo. It's just that I didn't dress for the occasion. I dressed
Um,
kind of, I guess you would say, kind of not too casual, not urban casual, but kind of dressy casual. You know, like maybe with a sweater vest and button down, shirt. And I just basically I wasn't dressed. Everybody else they had like tuxedos on and suits and all that type of stuff. So I felt out of place. Secondly, this was probably my first big event as Brink TV. The other big events I attended prior to that, I was with the other platform that I used to host, and I was nervous, very nervous. So when I met Elise Neal and we were doing the interview, I couldn't for the life of me remember this one word. One word. The word was restaurant. I couldn't remember that word for nothing. I said, so what are some of the uh food places that you like to go to? And she was like, the what? I said, like the food places in Memphis. Like, what are some of the food places you like to go to? And she was like, oh, like restaurants? Oh, well, I like to go. And I was just like, oh, you
well, I
blew
know
it.
what a food place is. Like she
But
was just making it difficult.
I was already nervous. I'm sweating. I had the perm. Like it was just and then so the next person that I interviewed that same day, he actually bust me out. And it really hurt my feelings because he bust me out in front of people. I don't know if you remember. You remember Lawrence Hilton Jacobs? He played Joe Jackson on the Jackson the American Dream movie. He also
Lawrence
played in
Hilton.
a movie. He played in a movie called Cooley High. I don't know if you remember that movie at all.
Yeah. What he do? Do I need to go fight somebody? It's like, no.
I mean, maybe. It was probably like 11 years ago. So we'll let it go. We'll let it slide. But anyway, like I say, remember I told you I had the sweater vest on. I had the collar shirt, button down, long sleeve, button down collar shirt. And I had jeans on and I had polo boots. Everybody else got tuxedos on. So like I say, I just, I was very green to the dress code. So when he approached me for the interview, it was his time. He was like, "Oh, what did he say?" He said, oh, so that's your tuxedo, huh?" And everybody bust out laughing. And I said, "Ha ha ha, it's a rental." But my feelings were hurt. And I've never told this story as far as publicly letting people know, that happened and my feelings were hurt.
Wow.
My feelings were so hurt. Like it crushed me because I had never been to anything like this. Like this was kind of a prestigious type of event, and
Mhm.
I ain't had my stuff together. I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't really have dress clothes like that. That wasn't my MO. Like I wasn't going to any place where I needed a suit, so I didn't have any. Nothing in my wardrobe. Now I got plenty of the stuff, but back then I didn't. There was nowhere that I was going that required a suit. Like I wore jeans and t-shirts to church. Like so I didn't dress up anywhere. So for
Because
some,
even church say, "Come as you are, just come."
uh, yeah. So like I I guess I was super green to the dress code, and I basically something like that. I never let it happen again. And
Mhm.
when I pull up to events that required it, I'm dressed to impress now. But just when that happened, like that really like bothered my momentum. Like me to be, let me see, that was probably like 10, 11 years ago. I was probably um maybe about 25-ish, 26-ish. So imagine something like that happening, 25, 26-year-old young man. I was devastated. So yeah. But
Yeah,
all the
and it
other
kind of
media,
sucks that
you
he
know.
didn't use that as a teaching moment. He just
Right,
clowns you. You get what
right,
I'm saying?
right.
Like I mean, it's something to be said about older teaching the younger. And I know
Thanks.
that because of how hurt you felt in that moment, I know when you see someone who isn't, where they supposed to be at, your mission is to get them there and
Exactly.
privately, not publicly shaming them.
Right.
So also that puts you in a position where you didn't like how that felt. And now you make sure that no one else will ever feel that way as a result of you.
Correct.
So, and I see that everybody that come in contact with you has so many great things to say about you. No one has ever said a bad thing about you. And that goes to show that you have great character. And the word is grace. A lot of people y'all gotta show people grace.
Absolutely.
It's hard to put yourself out there sometimes, and you were already doing it. You were already out there. You were already putting yourself out there, and it also, I'm sure, showed you your circle too, because if, you have to have a tight circle. You have to have somebody in your circle that says, "Hey, maybe you might want to." you know and me, I've been checked. Okay, I've been checked. I mean, you're not the only person. Listen, I was part of a financial services thing, right? And it was at my big age of 30 something.
Okay.
And my dressing up was wearing tights and a like a shawl or something like that,
Yeah.
because I used to be a little bit bigger after having my son, so it was a way to kind of like hide myself. And also, I used to wear like big hair, right? And I was part of this whole thing. And one day we went out to this event, big event. It happens every 2 months. We go to this big event, and we had like a locker room type session after the event. And the guy that was like the head of this thing, he was like, listen, a lot of y'all think it's dressing up to come in with shawls and stuff like that. And I
Mhm.
just was kind of like, talk about me.
Like me?
Like, I'm from North Philly, you trying to fight. Like, but it was in that moment that I was like, wow, I'd never really looked at it from because he was like, how are you gonna talk to people about money when you don't look like money yourself?
Mm,
And I was like, Dad, he got a point. So I was right on Amazon the day after, like, do, 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 do.
yeah, yeah. And
And the next meeting I came through and I was
yeah,
looking sharp, and he was like, can you come here for a minute? This is how you supposed to dress. So that put me back where I needed to be confidence wise. And he, corrected it in that moment, because
right.
I'm like, you're not gonna clown me. All
Right.
right.
one thing that I learned back when I was working 9 to 5, I learned in the supervisor class. They taught us that how you talk to someone, how do you talk to someone, how do you correct behavior? You pull them to the side, number one. You do it in private, and then you tell them good things that they're doing, and then you let them know the bad thing that they're doing and let them know how they can fix it. It ain't about busting people out, you know. Like I say, man, we human beings at the end of the day. And when you bust people out, to me, that shows me where you are. And like you said, and it was a beautiful thing that you said, it's all about it being a teachable moment. And that's a problem with our black men. I'm gonna say that with the age gap. Um, a lot of the older generations, they feel like they can't talk to us, and that's a problem. I do my best to talk to the young cats and let them know, hey, might not be the best way to do it. I can show you something better. But when it comes to generations previous, I don't know. Some people feel like they opted out. I'm not their problem. I'm not your obligation, which I'm not. But at the same time, if you want to make sure that the world is being passed down into better hands through the next generation, you're supposed to still imply or implement things that can make sure that this thing is being taken care of properly. So, to the previous generations, men and women who are not reaching back for the next generation and showing them how this thing is supposed to go, shame on you.
Mm. So I know you're a very busy guy, but what do you do in your free time? Do you even have any free time? Like, do you
I
like
do.
do you
I
go and
do. Yeah.
meditate?
Yeah. So my weeks are kind of crazy, but like Thursdays and Fridays usually kind of be my time where I can kind of slow down and just kind of have to myself. One of the main things I'm doing, I'm probably binge watching something. It's all these shows that I like watching. Like right now, I'm trying to catch up on this show called Cobra Kai. They got their fifth season. I
Oh,
haven't watched it until
yeah,
now. Yeah,
it's a good
so
show. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm on the fifth season right now, so I'm catching up on that. Um, I just rewatched. No, I just watched this show on HBO. It only had 3 seasons. This show is crazy. It's called The Deuce. You ever heard of it?
The Deuce.
The
No, I
Deuce.
have.
This show is nuts. This show is basically about prostitution in the early days of pornography, and it's starring it was created by the same people who created this show called The Wire. I'm not sure if you're familiar with The Wire at all.
Oh yeah,
But
I know The Wire. Mhm.
okay, well, a lot of the same characters from The Wire are on this show. You know, a lot of the same actors and actresses they own this show. Um, it's starring James Franco. He's playing him. Well, he's playing two characters. He's playing a set of twins, basically, and it's just a crazy, crazy show. Like I watched all 3 seasons like in a couple weeks, and my mind is just blown. I was like, wow. So if y'all looking out there, man, y'all looking for something to watch, try The Deuce on Max. It's on Max, HBO Max. Let me see what else I be watching. Of course, I be watching like Power. All of the Power books. I definitely was watching Snowfall.
Mm.
I was watching this show Atlanta, but it got weird. I don't know if you watched Atlanta, but Atlanta it got real weird like the last 2 seasons. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I'm binge watching. I'm a big time binge watcher. I
Yeah,
like
the
rap.
episode with
Go
the
ahead.
with the guy in the house with his brother, that kind of
Yeah,
like threw
yeah.
me off, and I was just like, "Wait, hold up! Like, what am I watching? Like, this is crazy."
If you think that's crazy, wait till you get to season 3 and season 4 where it's just nuts. And I don't know what they were thinking. I think they just all right, let's get finished with it. Because all of those people are now bigger stars than what they were when that show first
Mhm.
started. Like the
That's
girl,
true.
the young lady, she I can't remember what she was on, but I remember I saw her on Joker, the Joker movie. But she's a big star. The guy who plays Paperboy, he's been on all kind of stuff. I remember
Yep.
seeing him on that Child's Play, that Chucky remake movie. obviously Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah,
He's in all kind of stuff.
amazing
The Book of
actor,
Clarence.
amazing actor. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
so good.
and what's my man's name? Donald Glover. He's on that Mr. and Mrs. Smith show on I think
Childish
Amazon
Gambino.
or something. Yeah, child, exactly. Redbone. But everybody on that show like are doing even bigger things. So I guess they just was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and wrap this shit up and get to the big thing.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
what it
so
felt like. It did feel like that towards the end. Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
know what?
They just threw it together.
So you binge watching and everything, but what would the perfect day look like to you? Like from sun up to sundown, like what would be your perfect day?
Without
What
work,
what cereal would you bust out eating? Do you even eat cereal?
you talking
Like
about without no work, right?
no work.
Okay,
You
because
can't work in this perfect day.
I gotta ask. Okay, so perfect day. I will wake up. To be honest, I wouldn't eat cereal. I do eat cereal. I don't want you to think I don't, but I would prefer breakfast like scrambled eggs,
Mhm.
turkey or
With
beef.
cheese.
Yeah, cheese eggs. Yeah, that's dope. Turkey or beef bacon, either one. I don't eat pork. Um, if I could get biscuits on the side, that would be even greater with some orange
Homemade
juice.
biscuits
Yep. Or frozen. Like it don't matter. Just biscuits. I just want biscuits. I like
with
biscuits.
honey.
Oh man, come on now. You make my stomach growl. You making my stomach growl on this interview, woman. But yeah, so I mean breakfast like that. From there I will probably listen to a podcast, a wrestling podcast while I'm eating breakfast. Because that's what I like to do in the
Ooh,
morning. Yeah, I like to
a
listen to
wrestling
wrestling podcasts.
podcast. I got one for you. The Real
Okay.
Wrestling Crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to
I
check
was
that
on
out.
there once. I was
Really?
on episode 9. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I want to check them out. I don't know why I like listening to people talk about wrestling because I watch it, but at the same time, it's like I want to know if other people feeling what I'm feeling about the shit I'm watching. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I like to listen to various perspectives. I don't want to mention the ones I listen to because I don't want y'all to think I'm a certain type of person, but I listen to a handful of them. I'll just throw some names out there. I listen to um it's one called Busted Open that features Bully Ray, or Bubba Ray Dudley and Mark Henry.
Yep.
I listen to one by Kevin Nash from time to time. I listen to one from Jim Cornette from time to time, Jim Ross from time to time. Um,
What about the
eh,
Booker T one? You listen to the Booker T one?
every now and then, it depends on the topic. It depends on what book talking about. I'm definitely a big Booker T fan, but like I say, it depends on the topic. Because thing about Booker T, I love him, but he's a company man. So he's not gonna get all the way real and raw about certain things because he works there.
The
So
only time I saw him get real and raw, honestly, was when Bray Wyatt passed.
yeah.
Because the news broke while he was actually in the middle of a
On there.
show.
hmm
So it was
hmm
like raw emotion. And that still bothers me to this day. Like it
I
still
I'm gonna be honest,
bothers
like I
me,
cried
him
when he
passing away
died.
like that.
Yeah, I cried when Bray Wyatt passed away. I cried when Scott Hall passed away. I don't know, it's just certain people are heroes to me, whether they know it or not. Certain people you make your hero. It bothered me. I cried hysterically when Young Dolph died. Like I cried several times that day. Young Dolph was a hero of mine. Um,
Mhm.
Kobe passed. That bothered me. Like
Yeah.
certain stuff like that. Like people are heroes in your eyes. Like in my mind kind of works differently. But when I'm going through life, I'm navigating through life, or when I'm working, I kind of adopt or adapt, their mentality just to get through life or get through this stage or this phase or this job. I said it on a recent interview, in my mind, I'm Brink Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm Brink Lesnar. Like it's Suplex City when I'm doing these interviews. So sometimes I mold myself into these people who I really look up to just to get to the next stage or get through something or get, over the hump, and yeah, Yeah, I got a lot of people that I look up to and consider heroes. But I think we was back on that perfect day. So after
Yeah,
the
perfect
wrestling
day. Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
after the
Let's go
wrestling,
into the perfect day.
you ain't finna have me crying over here. But after the wrestling podcast, I would probably go downtown. Uh, the Mississippi River is downtown, and they got like what they call a river walk. Next to the riverside, and it's just beautiful down there. When the weather is perfect, I just like to go down there and listen to the water, watch the water. You see people jogging and stuff, and they may have their child with them or walking their dog. I would like to go down there and just relax, just kind of just be at peace. Um, Another thing that I would like to do, on a perfect day would be like just go to the mall, maybe buy some new hats or something. You know what I'm saying? Just go, just not really like heavy shopping because I really don't shop heavy, but just to kind of see what they got and just see people, interacting, having a good
Yeah, your
time.
hat game
That-
crazy.
I try. Oh man, I try. I really try. I really try. I really try. It's sad I ain't got no Philly hats though. I ain't got
Well, we gotta
no
get you a
Philly
Philly
hats.
hat,
I got to because now only thing I do have Philly related.
specifically an Eagles hat, but
I used to like the Eagles back in the Donovan McNabb days, Donovan McNabb and Thrash and all of them, To, all of them. You know what I'm saying? But only thing Philly related I got an Allen Iverson jersey. That's all. So I got it.
but it's a good start. It's a
Give
good
me a
start.
pass. Give me a pass for that.
I do. I do. I don't even have an AI jersey. Like, you
Yeah,
got it. That's the
yeah.
answer right there. But
I promise. The truth, man, man. I love that man. That's another one of them heroes right there. Another one of them heroes, Allen Iverson. And I was a man, gigantic fan of his, and I was a big fan, like I say, after let me see, the NFL, after the Cowboys era ended in the 90s, I was kind of searching for a new team. I remember kind of liking the 49ers for a minute. I liked the Packers for a minute. And then I ended up getting into the Eagles with, like I say, McNabb and them. And then that's when I kind of settled to the Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning. And then he got traded. So I became a Broncos fan. And then after he retired, I just watch football. I don't really have a team, but we were still talking about that perfect day. I just keep getting off track. It's okay.
no,
It's okay.
it's
It's
fine.
okay.
You done went to the Mississippi River.
Hmm.
You went hat shopping.
I went
So
head
what are
shopping.
you
So
eating? What are you eating? Like,
um there's this place in Memphis that I really, really like. It's called Porter Street Bistro. And they have this burger called the Bistro Burger. And I really, really love that burger. It's like a double cheeseburger. And they got like this bistro special sauce on there. And then they put beef bacon on it. Like, man, I just be ready to fall out when I eat that. So
I'm sorry,
I'm,
Brink, you got a little jewel right there on the side.
I'm gonna have to
You
place an
got a little
order.
jewel
I'm
over there.
gonna place. I'm gonna place an order. I'm gonna have to place an order because look, matter of fact, I just had some wings from them. I got some wings from them on Super Bowl Sunday, man. Yeah, them
What
wings
kind of
so
wings?
good. I
Lemon
got
pepper,
honey gold and honey gold wings and teriyaki. The
teriyaki wings.
teriyaki.
Oh,
Yeah,
Trevo, there you go. Trevo,
yeah.
somebody else like teriyaki wings.
Trivo like them teriyakis. Hey, that sauce
Yeah,
is
them
good, man.
teriyaki wings, man.
Yeah, and it was crazy because I had like the next day I still had wings left over, and I had some mixed vegetables and rice with it, and I put that teriyaki sauce all over. Man, I almost ate my fingers off. It was good. It was good. It was good. But yep, definitely Porter Street Bistro. That's where I'm eating. And to cap the evening off, honestly, I would go to a Memphis Grizzlies game. I would love to see the Grizzlies play where all the players aren't hurt. I ain't seen it yet, so hopefully, give me Ja Morant
Shots
back.
fired.
Give
Pew,
me,
pew, pew,
give
pew.
me Jaren Jackson Jr. Give me Desmond Bain and the rest of them. I want to watch all y'all. Like I gotta see it.
Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing, perfect day.
And you
I'm
notice
still working on mine.
I didn't mention a woman not one time. Goodness,
You didn't.
what's
You
wrong with
didn't.
me? Nah, I'm
It
kidding.
must be because you're single.
Nah, exactly. Like, just to be
She,
honest,
he's
like
single, y'all.
a perfect day with a woman would be totally different. You know, it would be a lot more inclusive. You know, things for both of us
But we
to
ain't worried
do.
about that. We ain't worried about that. You want to know why? Because
Right.
we worry about you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And until that's a reality,
Yeah. It's just
we ain't
poof.
worried about that.
It's in the atmosphere. It's gone.
You can tell me off screen what the perfect day with a woman will be, but
Okay. Okay.
but this is about you because
Okay.
we're not talking to hypotheticals, baby.
I
So,
promise. I promise. Hypothetically speaking.
but I do have a question for you since you brought up wrestling, and that was like one of my questions too. You know, WrestleMania is in Philly this year.
Yeah, it is. It is.
WrestleMania 40.
Yeah,
So
it
did you
is.
have plans to go, or you just was like, for me, it's too rich for my blood. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
$1,500? What? No, I'm good. That's
Yeah.
that's double my rent. Like,
Is
what
is that
like
for
spending
is
that
that
type
for
of money?
both nights or what?
No, for both nights it's 30 something. It's 30 something. Yeah, it's
Wow.
3,000
Yikes.
something for both nights.
For both
Yes,
nights? Ugh.
it's
Mm.
crazy. It's crazy.
Now,
And they
I
had this one package where you could meet the Undertaker.
oh, okay.
And it was other packages, and it was like they was all sold out. And I was like, I don't know who is buying these packages.
You know who? The people who have disposable income. I'll leave it at that.
Shoot.
I ain't got
I
that
ain't
type of
selling the
money.
arm and the leg to go to no WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
I ain't got that type of money for WrestleMania. Other stuff maybe, but nah. I say this: I do plan to attend WrestleMania one day. That's one of those bucket list things. Um,
Oh, you
but
haven't been?
no, I've never been to a WrestleMania ever, ever.
Oh, let me
I
shut
got
my mouth because I
friends.
was at WrestleMania 35.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, you like Trippy Tribbett. Trippy Tribbett, he's been to like 3 or 4 WrestleManias. He's been to WrestleMania. He went to SummerSlam. Like, I got friends who've been to multiple WrestleManias, and I've never been to any. But they're saying possibly 2028, it may be in Nashville. So, in the event, 2028, if I'm still breathing and it's in Nashville, I plan on attending.
But I more power to you. I hope that you are able to go, honey, because it is an experience, okay? And it just so happened that I was at the one where Becky got both the belts and
Becky,
Kofi
2 belts.
Kingston won the
Really?
belt
You
for the
was at
first time.
WrestleMania? I mean, not WrestleMania. You was at Kofi Mania. Wow,
Kofi Mania, yeah,
wow, that's
yeah. It was,
crazy.
it was,
That was 2019. That was 2019.
yeah.
Yikes! Wow.
I know. Right before the world shut down.
Yeah, but see, that's one of those legendary time stamps. The first full black WWE World Champion. See, The Rock, he half
Absolutely.
black. He's black. Don't get me wrong, he's black. But I'm talking about no doubt. Kofi Kingston, first black, all the way black. No doubts.
And he
No,
didn't even
no
have to fake
second
that
guessing.
accent anymore.
Exactly. No more of the Jamaican me crazy stuff. None of that. Like, yeah. So you definitely that's one of them. That's one of them ones. You were in the presence for greatness. That's real greatness right there. What
I
that was
got
in
clips. I'm
was
gonna
that
be
in
I'm gonna be
Philly?
uploading them soon.
That was in Philly?
No, that was in Jersey. We went to
Okay.
Jersey.
Okay.
It was
So
close by though.
let me ask you this. How many other wrestling events have you been to that you can remember?
I went to SmackDown 1000.
Oh wow. See, you got all these major. I ain't got none of that.
No, to be fair, I think those was the only two big events that I really was like I wanted to go to.
Okay.
And I was kind of upset that I went to SmackDown 1000 and The Rock was not there. And
Okay.
now he's popping up and magically he has a
He
match
got
with
time
Roman
today.
Reigns. I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, are you looking forward to that? Roman Reigns versus The Rock?
Well, they allegedly they changed it. I haven't seen SmackDown from Friday, but apparently Triple H said that it will be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Um, So at this point, I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't care, but I'm kind of ready for them to go ahead and put the bet on Cody. I'm just ready for all this Roman Reigns stuff to go to the next level because I feel like it's just kind of been buffering for a while,
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, it's good stuff. Like he's really good, but I'm just ready for maybe new players to be a part of the game. I'm ready for new faces, new
You
challenges.
you you waiting for him to acknowledge losing that belt. Because he
That's
always
one
talk
of them.
about acknowledge losing that belt.
Like I had this total different vision for it last year that Cody wins and then Roman goes off of television for like 2 or 3 months and then pops back up with a whole new bloodline with like Jacob
Hmm.
Fatu and some other people, you know what I mean? Some others, Samoans or whatnot. And that was the vision I had. And when it didn't happen, I was like, oh, okay. So it's just kind of to me kind of been teetering and tottering. When they got CM Punk back, I was like, okay, I'm with it. I'm with it. And
Yeah, that was a shock to me because I was like, I thought you was done, honey.
nah,
I thought you was done.
he got a
And
lot
but
left in the
people are
tank.
like, with him coming back, they think that his wife is going to come back too.
Yeah,
And
without
she
question. At
like,
some point,
nah, I'm good. I'm
at some
good. She,
point, I think she go pop up. At some point, I mean, she's very supportive of him, and I think if the company wanted it and she wants to support her husband and say hey to the fans one more time, I think she would do it. So I wouldn't count it out. I mean, because you got to think about it.
Naomi is coming back.
Wait. You got
No,
to
go
think
ahead.
about
I'm
it.
sorry.
You got to think about it. See, I'm booking right now. Seth Rollins and Becky versus CM Punk and AJ Lee. Oh man, WrestleMania 41. Give it to me. Give it to me. I need that. I
That
need
is
that.
something.
I need that. Drop it off. I need that. But yeah, Naomi is back. I'm glad to see her. Um, maybe she might end up in the bloodline. She's married to Jimmy.
Jay,
Well, Jimmy,
Jimmy. I
yeah,
mean Jimmy.
Jimmy.
My
So
bad.
maybe she might be a part of that. I don't know, but I'm ready for them to kind of charge them batteries up on that. But like I say, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch versus CM Punk, AJ Lee. Book it. I want to see it.
That actually sounds like a really good match, and it would be hard for me to pick who I would want to win because I love Becky. I
Yeah,
love Becky,
yeah. Well, I
but
love.
I'm not so much a big fan of Seth. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of CM Punk, so it's kind of like, oh, who do I want to win? I don't know.
I'm definitely going for Pepsi Phil. That's my favorite wrestler in the world. He's the best in the world. I like CM Punk. CM Punk is definitely very, very cool. Seems like he's real down to earth. I know he gets a bad rap. I know he gets a negative, stigma placed on him, but you gotta get to know him. Not saying that I know him, but you got to get to know the guy before you just really place judgment on him. So yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, I think I'm almost all through my questions, but I don't want to stop talking to you.
Hey, freestyle, freestyle.
Freestyle. So what do you think is your greatest accomplishment so far? Like, you know, it don't have to necessarily be with your show. It could just be something in life that you was like, I'm glad that I accomplished this, and you know,
I was actually at my studio yesterday, doing some radio preparation for this Sunday night show. And before I left, I stopped and I paused for a minute because it wasn't like the traditional moment where I'm getting ready to leave. I make sure all my equipment is turned off. I make sure all the lights are cut off. It wasn't like that traditional thing. For some reason, I stopped and I paused for a second and I looked and I was like, this shit is really mine. Like, this is my job. I created this job. Nobody could take it away from me. And I stood in awe for a minute. I went into the other room and I looked at the white couch, the Brink TV room. And I'm just looking, I'm like, this shit is really mine. Like, I did this. I created this, obviously with God's help, but I really did this. And this is how I'm making a living. And it was a real awe moment for me. So that's to me, that's my greatest accomplishment is creating my own job, creating my own career you know um in a city like Memphis, where this is a warehouse city, this is all about warehouse. Like FedEx, this is the headquarters, So basically saying that when you graduate from high school, the main thing that's looking at you, staring you right in the face, is a job in a warehouse. And I defied those odds.
That is so amazing. You about to make me cry because, like,
Ah,
when you think about all the hard work that you put into something and it's yours, and then you just like, wow, you sit back and you really think about it and take it all in. It is overwhelming. It's like you feel like you want to cry, like, but
yeah,
happy tears because
definitely.
you accomplished something that not you didn't even see for yourself. See, God saw that for you, and then
Right.
you just put the plan in motion. You just got the things together, and it's like coming to fruition. And you just like, wow, like this is crazy. I would have never thought, but
See me,
now
I'm
it's
I'm just
here.
I'm just a point guard, in all of this. I'm just a point guard, and God is the coach. And God is drawing up these plays, and I'm utilizing my skill set, my dribbling abilities, my court vision, and navigating my way to the rim to score. Like that's all that's going on. Like I can take only so much credit because God drew up the play and he continues to draw up these plays. I just got to listen to the coach. If I don't listen to the coach, then things won't be fruitful. We're not going to go to the championship. We're not going to win. Like, there's just so much that's not going to happen if I don't listen to the coach.
They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
He stay laughing at me, baby. He stay laughing at me because I plan stuff all the time. Like my mind is 80% work. Like it's always in work mode until I just really turn it off and just rest. Even when I'm resting, my mind is still working because, like, for instance, stuff with my church, like I'm over the children's ministry. We got that back started up, and I'm in the media ministry, filming, the lessons and editing and all that type of stuff. So even on the Sabbath day when I'm supposed to be resting, my mind, I'm still working. Okay, we got to work these cameras. I got to set up this schedule, and I got to make sure all the snacks ready for the children and all this and all that. So my mind is constantly in work mode, and I'm gonna be honest, I love it. I love being a producer, being able to produce something. I love being a creator, being able to create something, because I just don't want to be in any other type of space. I don't like. I create stuff and it inspires people. I create stuff and it makes them feel like they can do something too. They feel like they can do something productive too. Like people be saying stuff like telling me, "Hey, your posts they really inspiring. Hey, your posts they motivated me to do this and do that. And, I didn't give up because you showed that it's possible." Stuff like that, and I don't take any of that for granted. Like I wouldn't trade with nobody. Like where I am, what I've been able to accomplish, I wouldn't trade with nobody. I wouldn't, because it's not about the money. Like it's about the lives that I've changed and the lives that I inspire. So I'm just thankful, man. I'm grateful, very grateful.
And with you creating so many things, any new projects coming up, any like what does the future hold for Mr. Brink Young?
Okay, so as far as future projects, I plan to get back into my filmmaking mode, and
Mhm.
I would say within the next couple of months, I want to get back to writing scripts, and maybe if I can get something written, I go ahead and cast it and produce it. Like I just want to put out content, whether it's a movie, a television show, a sitcom, a talk show, a documentary, like skits. Like I just want to put out content because I'm very, very talented and I have an eye for talent. And let me say this: don't look at who you see on my show and measure that by what I just said. Like when I say I got an eye for talent, and then you look at somebody on my show and you be like, that person isn't super talented. That's a business. You know what I'm saying? That's a business. People pay to get on my show. But when it comes to things that I create, like the sitcom I put out, it's on my Facebook right now. That sitcom, I handpicked those talent. those actors, and I think it's cool, So I just want to get back to being creative and creating on a consistent basis. So definitely getting back into filmmaking. Um, I don't know. I got a few ideas. I don't want to speak on them because they're in infancy stages and they might not make sense to everybody. It makes sense to me, but once I think it all out and make it, more plausible, I think I talk more about it. But definitely filmmaking. That's what's next. I do want to create another show. Um, since I ended the Brink TV countdown, I do want to create something else. I'm not sure what. And even I may not even host it, whatever it is. Like, I don't, that's the thing about me. I don't have to be on camera. Brink TV, I'm on camera because I have to do the job. Brink Radio, I'm on the radio, but the things that I want to produce in the future, I want to be behind the scenes. I don't have to
Mhm.
be on camera. Like, it's not about me. I want my platforms and the things that I create to be a stepping stone or a springboard to other talent to get to the next level in their lives, in their careers. So the things that I got in my head, it ain't got to do with me. It's other people. Like, it ain't about me. I learned that a while ago. Like, it's not about me. I would love to have a show just like Brink TV, but it be a younger artist. I mean, I'm sorry, a younger host interviewing people. Like, it ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in a position now to where I could help facilitate for other people's, help cultivate other people, and help them to get to where they're trying to be. So, yep, that's it.
Let me just say how fabulous you are. And
Thank you.
just like that comes from here. Like, I'm listening to you speak and I'm listening and I see everything that you do. And I just love what you do. And I love who you are as a person, that you're giving back and that you're just you're so humble throughout it all. Like man, it's very refreshing because a lot of people they like to put on blast. Oh, I do this and I do this and I do this and I put this person on, I put this person on, and you're like, I did it, yeah, this,
That was
but
that was the
that's
younger version of me. But I grew up. I'm not like that anymore. Like, I learned how to become selfless, not selfish. So, different person.
well for the young Brink
That's him.
or just
Now I'm Brink
the young
Young.
person
That's the
for that
transformation.
young
That's the transformation. I was young Brink.
exactly.
Now I'm Brink Young.
Yes, for that young Brink or that young person out there who is looking to achieve the success that you have achieved, or even more success, or in a different field. What advice would you give them? Coming up and like, I know you can't give them like step by step right now, but what would be the general thing that you would tell them? Like three things off the top of your head that you could think that you would tell them to like advice.
Well, number one, I've been saying this a lot lately, and I'm gonna say it on this interview as well. Be a shark. Be a shark. Don't be a guppy. Don't be a trout. Don't be a
I
bass.
can't be a baby shark.
Don't. You can be a baby shark, long as you're a
Baby
shark.
shark.
you know, be a shark. And I say this because shark, hey, that's the biggest and baddest aquatic animal in those waters. Like, nothing is stopping him. And that's how you got to be. You got to be resilient. You have to be proficient. You have to be efficient. You have to be just so fearless that nothing can stop you. Like, don't take no for an answer. That's number two. Don't take no for an answer. When someone tells you no, your question should be, why not? Your next question should be, well, what can I do? Because don't take no for an answer. You have to go into any situation as you are the man or the woman. You have to command respect, not demand it, command respect. Once you enter a room, people look at you and say, something about him, something about her. What is it about him? What is it about her? You have to really be it. A lot of people talk about the it factor. You got to be it. You really have to be it. And number three, Do your homework. Do your homework. Do your research. Make sure what you're getting into is not too overcrowded, too oversaturated. And if it is, study to figure out how you're going to be different. Study to figure out how you're going to be set apart from anybody else doing what you're doing. And understand it's not a overnight thing. It's a snowball effect. It's not an overnight success. It's a snowball effect. You got to keep adding snow to this snowball. You're building a snowman is basically what you're doing, or you're creating an avalanche is basically what you're doing. And only a cup full of snow is not enough. You got to get a cup full from over there. You got to get a bucket full from over there. You got to get a shovel full from right there. You got to get as much snow and keep adding, keep adding, keep adding until you make this avalanche. Translate that, Brink. You got to build your brand. You got to build your brand as big as you can. Translate it even further. You got to keep adding as many ingredients as you can to this pot of stew. We're trying to have everybody in this restaurant raving about this pot of stew. We want everybody saying Brink has the best stew in the world. It's so flavorful. It has so much sauce. The taste is immaculate. Nothing is greater. Nothing is better. You got to build your brand just like that. And that's what I'm doing. Still doing, because it will never be built, but I'm building.
Listen, you heard it right here. The man, the brand, the living legend, Brink Young. He is the host of Brink TV. He's also the host of Brink TV Music U Countdown. And his show airs every Tuesday. Tuesday, guys. Mobile, Alabama, listen, 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 6. Memphis, Tennessee, 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 31. Atlanta, Georgia, 12 a.m. on Comcast Channel 29. You can also catch Brink on Brink Radio, bumping 96.3. That is in Memphis, man. Sunday night, 7 p.m. He is playing throwbacks, new school, indie, and also doing interviews. Man, he is a busy guy. And once again, I want to thank you so much for sharing your time with me tonight. I'm just, I'm so excited. I can't wait until, I get to where you are, but then when I get to where you are, you're going to be doing something, but it's refreshing to see someone who's doing it and that I can model after. So I thank you for that.
You're welcome. I was going to say, I bet you still have access to me. I bet you can still reach me and talk to me. I bet you can. It's people.
It probably costs a little bit more.
Nah, I really don't change. I really don't change. Like I try to remain accessible to the people who need to access me. So you always have access to me.
I appreciate that so much, Frank. And I want to thank you for your time. I want to also extend an invite whenever you want to come on, talk about anything that you have going on. You know that Think Different TV is a platform we definitely love to shine a light on you whenever we can.
Hey, keep me in mind. I be checking out your shows on Monday nights. Keep me in mind for certain topics because, like I say, you be having some really good stuff on there talking about different things with, sex and, relationships and, harassment in the workplace and stuff like that. Like, I can definitely expound on stuff like that. So just kind of keep me in mind. We'll set the times up, get that together, and I love to join and expound on certain things that I've encountered.
Well, you know what? It's crazy that you mentioned that because, just a quick plug, I do, in my opinion, with Think Different TV's LaShia every Sunday, 5:15 Eastern Standard Time on Live 97.5 FM in Salisbury, Maryland, on It's Yours Radio. You can also listen at www.live975.com. You can also catch me here on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Think Different TV YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Man, we do the daggone thing every Monday night. And today we did a special interview with the one and only Brink Young, and so I'm gonna be probably up all night, like just hyped off the juice of just this interview. So
I love it. I love it.
I want to thank you so much for coming through, and we will chat, honey. We will definitely chat.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yay! And that concludes this interview with Brink Young. Wait a minute, let me throw that up there real quick before I this is what happens when you produce your stuff by yourself. That concludes the Tdtv exclusive interview with Brink Young, host of Brink TV show. Make sure you check him out. And I love you guys. We're going to shout out our sponsor real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up.
I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Drink water.
Think Different TV, live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, your girl LaShia. Join me as I discuss social topics, spotlight independent artists, and share financial tips. Join the conversation. I want to hear what you have to say. Think Different TV, where minds meet. You're the reason I